Easy.
Dave Coldwell, a British boxing trainer and pundit, says that Moses Itauma's fighting style is
in the ring after the fight.
These guys are begging now for the payday because they know who the king is.
That's right.
And these guys need
to cause damage. And the one thing with Moses at the moment is not that's not been tested. So we'll see.
But do you think are you still a bit tough fight? But you expect him to stop him?
I expect him. I believe him.
That's exactly what it is. He's the next superstar, man. We're back.
Hey, this is a young kid, 20 years old, with devastating knockout power, bro. This have Mike Tyson type of...
Boxing pros give terrifying warning to Daniel Dubois for Moses Itauma fight. Oladipo isn't the only one saying it. Frank Warren, Tyson Fury, and others have echoed the same warning. Moses Itauma's skill, composure, and youth are frightening. Dubois might be strong, but Moses looks destined to take over the heavyweight scene.
Like, skill's skill. You're not going to change a fighter from fucking where you are to Muhammad Ali. I'm not asking for that. Just get in shape. Didn't White's tick that box.
Lawrence Osweke's words carry weight because they reveal the double-edged sword of early dominance. Moses Itauma has been too good, too soon. The opponents he's faced haven't pushed him into deep waters yet, but that doesn't mean he's untested mentally. It just means Daniel Dubois could be the one forced to swim.
Can't argue, he's passed every test with flying colours, but the problem is, he's passed so easily, he's missed out on valuable lessons.
That statement reflects the uncertainty around Moses Itauma's rise. Critics say he hasn't faced top names yet, but those who have sparred him know how real his power is. Even without big names on his record, the aura around him continues to grow every single fight.
Good now to have a look at him. He hasn't really beat anybody yet, so he looks the goods, but we don't know. I think he is, but we don't actually know. So, you know.
Tyson Fury rarely gives praise lightly, and when he says Moses will wreck the old guard, people listen. He's calling it straight. Youth beats experience when the talent is this high. The new era of heavyweights might just belong to Moses Itauma.
Moses Itauma will wreck all them old men out of the division. Usyk, AJ, Miller, whoever there is who's old, Zhang, whoever else there is, Luis Ortiz, all these big names of the past are all a spent force. And even the world champion now, they took my belts and give them to Usyk.
Moses Itauma's calm confidence here is telling. He respects Daniel Dubois, but sees him as just another style to solve. Training alongside him only sharpened his timing and composure. You can sense the quiet belief of a young fighter ready to flip the heavyweight hierarchy.
Daniel Dubois, how are you getting on with Daniel, by the way? Do you even speak much? Like, how does it go?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually surprised. He's completely different to what he portrays, like what people think he actually is. Like, no, I was surprised, but yeah, no, training with the bar it's been good. Obviously in that high altitude in Spain as well. Yeah, I can't really ask for a better prep camp.
I think it was in that George Groves podcast, you talked about maybe your most difficult spot has been Daniel Dubois, because he's not like a plodder, he moves.
Yeah, no, it's literally styles makes fights, doesn't it? Yeah. And I think Dubois, his style is one of my trickiest. So yeah, it gels well.
Roy Jones Jr. comparing Moses Itauma to a young Mike Tyson says it all. It is not just hype anymore, it is recognition from one of boxing's greatest minds. When veterans like Roy start talking like that, you know the heavyweight division is about to feel the tremor.
I like Moses a lot. Moses reminds me of a young Mike Tyson. And what I say that is in the fact that, or in the state that, if you put a guy in front of him that he can hit, he gonna get him out of there. And Dylan White was a guy that he could hit, he got him out of there. So that's the same thing Mike did on his way up. I like that coming from Moses because it gets us excited because we might have another guy that can be almost what Mike Tyson was. That's a beautiful thought right there. He may get better, he may not get there, we don't know. But the fact that we see the potential.
When Peter Fury calls someone a fabulous young talent, it carries serious weight. He knows what it takes to build champions and sees in Moses a perfect mix of speed, power, and composure. Even though Peter warns it is early days, there is no hiding that Moses has something special. The way he dismantles opponents without breaking a sweat makes it clear he is operating on another level already.
He's a fabulous young talent. He's got speed, he's got power, he's tough, he's game, ticks all the boxes so far. So let's see. Again, he's young. You know, he's not really been tested because what he's doing to these opponents. So let's see. It's early days, but big future for him.
Moses speaks like an athlete twice his age. He understands the mental side of boxing that many veterans forget. Staying grounded and connected to reality is what separates future champions from short-term hype. While others chase fame and drama, Moses focuses on growth and discipline, the true mindset of a long-term king in the making. His words reveal a fighter wise beyond his years.
Hear ex-fighters say silly things. It's like, you know what it's like to be a fighter, so why are you saying silly things? And then I just come to like a realization that it's because they haven't been in touch with that reality for such a long time that's what's happened. And I feel like with boxing, it keeps me in constant touch with reality, it keeps me constantly.
Mark Tibbs shows belief in Dubois, but that confidence might be misplaced. Dubois may have power and size, but Moses brings youth, agility, and a fire that cannot be trained. When the bell rings, it will not be about who looks the part, but who can adapt under pressure. Moses has that calm control that turns power punchers into targets.
I feel he knows and he's grown in confidence since that. I mean, he's in a great place, Dubois, and he can win that fight. He's a big natural heavyweight.
When Anthony Joshua praises someone, the boxing world listens. AJ recognizes the threat Moses Itauma brings, not just through talent, but through structure and discipline. A strong team behind a young fighter like Moses makes him even more dangerous. Joshua's acknowledgement that Moses might edge it proves that the new generation is already earning the respect of world champions.
A great team around him, honestly, and you're only as good as your team, but I think he's got a really good team around him after being in the ring with him and studying him, still studying him now. I think that he's the one to edge it. Probably.
Johnny Nelson sees the mental game for what it truly is. Both Dubois and Moses believe they are destined for the top, but one of them will have to face reality. Dubois may have experience, yet Moses has that fearless hunger of youth. Fans want the fight because it feels like a passing of the torch moment, and deep down most already sense who the future belongs to.
He understands that also. There's talk of that fight happening now this year. And again, it's talk. You've got two fighters that don't need to fight, two fighters that really believe they were the best fighters in the world, that have to come to terms with it mentally. Two fighters that you know, we probably want the fight more than they do. So with these two fighters,
Dubois sounds fired up and eager to prove something, but talk alone does not intimidate anyone like Moses Itauma. The young heavyweight sees through that emotion and prepares methodically to exploit it. Dubois might think he is ready to line them all up, yet he forgets that real composure and ring IQ can neutralize raw aggression. Moses has the discipline and focus that can dismantle any emotional fighter. When Dubois charges forward, Moses will read, react, and punish. This fight will not be decided by anger, but by intelligence and balance.
Thing that I'm ducking people, but right now I just want to deck someone.
So you'll have any one of those names right now.
Hey?
I said you'll have any of those names right now.
Eddie Hearn's hesitation says everything about how dangerous this matchup is. Even seasoned promoters understand the risk of rushing a prodigy like Moses Itauma, yet it also shows how much faith people have in his potential. At only 20, Moses is already being mentioned with top heavyweights, and that alone speaks volumes about his ability. Eddie knows Frank Warren will play the long game, but if this fight happens, it will reveal whether Moses is just a talent or the next great British force. Many feel the answer is already obvious.
Or he might knock him out, I don't know, but I, personally, at 20, you know, you got to get it right. And Frank, like I said, Frank knows what he's doing, and I think I'd be very surprised if they took that kind of test.
Amir Khan speaks with experience because he knows how dangerous early stardom can be. But Moses Itauma is not a typical 20-year-old prospect. His control, composure, and confidence are already at an elite level. While Amir advises patience, some believe Moses might already be ready to face names like Dubois. Every time he steps into the ring, he looks sharper, smarter, and more calculated. The power is there, but it is his mind that makes him special. Even the biggest names names in boxing are quietly beginning to pay attention to the rise of this young powerhouse.
Oh, you know what? You don't want to rush him. You want to take it easy. You want to take it slow. Don't rush him. Let him enjoy. He's still 20 years old. Let him get to 22, 23 years old. That's then you start putting him in with the top names in boxing, like the Usyks and like the Wilders or even the Joshuas and the Furies. At the moment, I think you should keep on building him. Let him keep on.
Adam Smith gives a cautious take, but even his words suggest how rapidly Moses Itauma is climbing. Saying he could beat most heavyweights already is high praise for a 20-year-old fighter. Smith hesitates to include Dubois among the exceptions because even he senses that Moses might surprise everyone. There is a calm confidence about Moses that gives him an edge against anyone who underestimates him. The power gap may not be wide, but the mental difference could be massive. Every new fight feels like a step closer to proving that even the so-called top names are within reach.
When is he ready? I think he could beat most heavyweights in the world, with the exception possibly of Usyk and maybe Dubois, possibly AJ. Of the top 3 or 4, he's not ready for them yet.
Adam Smith perfectly captures what makes Moses Itauma so dangerous. He moves like a lightweight but hits like a heavyweight. Opponents cannot find rhythm against him because his timing forces hesitation and his reactions punish mistakes instantly. Fighters like Dubois, who rely on pressure, often freeze against that level of speed and control. The real problem with Moses is that he is rewriting what a modern heavyweight can be. His ability to manage distance and dictate tempo makes him a puzzle that most heavyweights simply cannot solve. This is the new blueprint for domination.
The problem with Moses is that his feet and his distance and his range is so good and he's so quick that if you commit to the punches, you're going to get countered. And if you don't, you're going to get backed up and taken out. So it's a real puzzle. There's not many heavyweights that are southpaws. Obviously, Alexander Usyk is, but he's moved up into that.
Johnny Nelson's observation perfectly captures the mental and physical breakdown Dubois faced that night. It was not just about losing punches or stamina, but losing belief in himself. The opponent systematically dismantled him, stripping away every tool that made Dubois dangerous. When a fighter begins to sit between rounds wondering what went wrong, it shows how deeply the opponent has taken control. The calm precision and relentless pressure exposed Dubois' weaknesses and turned the powerhouse into a confused target. Nelson's words remind us that in boxing, the true defeat often begins in the mind long before the final bell rings.
Yeah. What he did to Daniel, it took away everything, all his attributes. He took away his jab, took away his power, took away his movement, took away his confidence, to the point where Danny was putting his backside on the floor thinking, wow, you know, we're only in round 5 here and I'm getting chopped up. This guy...
That fight was more than just a loss for Dubois. It was a lesson every boxer eventually learns the hard way. When confidence gets shattered and the rhythm breaks, it takes more than strength to stand tall again. The way his opponent broke him down was almost surgical, removing every weapon piece by piece until Dubois had nothing left to fight with but doubt. Now the question is, will he rise again from this fall? Or will this night define his future? Because in boxing, one loss can destroy you or rebuild you into something far greater. Only time will tell which path Dubois chooses, and as fans, we are all waiting to see what comes next. So if you want to follow every step of this journey, every comeback, and every punch, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and stay tuned, because the real story of Dubois might just be beginning.